Now, the Mandela Effect is a well-known phenomenon. The mass misrememberings of details in the past. That is literally all it is. I'll give you a quick example. A lot of people remember the famous line from Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." Well, that's not actually how it went. Darth Vader said, "No, I am your father." That's an example of the Mandela Effect, a mass misremembering of details in the past. But you won't believe what I found out this week. There is now an international Mandela Effect conference. And they're not talking just about old details that you've misremembered. They're asking, is your nervous system causing quantum shifts? Dear oh dear. Roll the titles. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a massive thank you to the sponsors of this video, War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made and is available now for free on PC, consoles and mobile devices. Take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters and ships of 10 major nations, ranging from biplanes and armoured cars of the 1920s to the fighter jets and main battle tanks of today. Immerse yourself in the intense combat of War Thunder, where incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics and authentic sound effects place you right at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. Join a worldwide community of over 70 million players in epic PvP battles today and delve into the breathtaking experience that is War Thunder. With an unmatched wealth of high quality content to discover, there's simply no game better suited for fans of military history. Personally, I love how in-depth the game is. For example, if your vehicle or an enemy's vehicle is destroyed, War Thunder shows you exactly what happened. In X-ray view, you'll see precisely where the shell penetrated, which components were affected, and what ultimately led to the destruction of the vehicle. Play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox and mobile devices now by using my links in the description or the pinned comment. New and returning players that haven't played on PC or consoles in the last 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack that include multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions and 7 days of premium account. That's available for a limited time only, so be quick. Right, on with today's video, which comes from the YouTube channel of the International Mandela Effect Conference. I know, right? Yes, there is actually one of these. We're going to join the keynote speakers Liz and Bill as they ask, are you the Mandela Effect? Spoilers, no. No, we are not.
So Bill and I both have our own favorite Mandela effects. Mine happens to be what you see here. Fruit of the Loom. This one drives me especially nuts. Because in a past life, I was a commercial cake decorator and cake decorating instructor. At Thanksgiving time, this time of year, every year we would be tasked with putting the cornucopia on top of cakes, and we'd figure pipe it and draw it on. Well, it's a funny shape for an artist to make. You forget about how to do it. So every year, what did we do? I'm sure someone can guess. We went out in the store that I worked in. You could go out and there were clothes and underwear and stuff like that. We grabbed Fruit of the Loom packages.
Why would you do that? There has never ever been a cornucopia incorporated into the Fruit of the Loom logo. You can go back all the way to 1893 and look at all the logos in the past, and there's never been one.
We had this projector that we could put the picture in and project it down onto the cake and remember how to use the cornucopia. The fruit would have been no problem. That I know what looks like, but I don't know what a cornucopia looks like most of the time.
Quick question, why would you use a logo, which you thought had a cornucopia, with only half a cornucopia showing to copy a picture of a cornucopia? Just wondering.
So this one I know for sure. There was a cornucopia.
No, there wasn't, and there never has been. Now, there's been plenty of knockoffs of Fruit of the Loom in the past which may have contained a cornucopia, but the official Fruit of the Loom company have never used one in their logo.
When I heard that there wasn't, it blew my mind. In fact, this image right here, even with the cornucopia, none of that looks like the images we used back in the day. They were darker, deeper colors, more shaded.
Yeah, definite knockoff then. You've become confused about that and the official Fruit of the Loom company.
So that's my favorite and the one that continues to drive me a bit crazy. What's yours, Bill?
Well, upsetting to me as well as a, kid growing up in the 1960s, what you wore, the little white briefs and the t-shirts.
Tidy-whities, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Bit weird, Bill. Carry on, please.
So anyway, I personally experienced this, but one of mine that was particularly upsetting was The Field of Dreams. Everybody watched that movie,
I have, yes, but please don't ruin it for me.
If you build it, then
he will come. Referring, of course, to the ex-baseball player, Shoeless Joe Jackson. I remember it well.
Yeah, no, he. So this one, who is he?
Shoeless Joe Jackson, Bill. Are you absolutely sure you've seen this movie?
Who's he? There's a wonderful clip we have that to illustrate this. Basically, the evidence is there. So we'll roll that.
At this point, Bill plays a clip from the movie, which is honestly totally irrelevant. It had James Earl Jones's character explaining to Ray that people will come to watch his games. This is not what is meant in the quote, if you build it, he will come.
So he's talking about the people coming, to support him in his not losing his form. And if you remember, he's sitting there and all the players come out of the cornfield. It's they in every possible way.
Yes, but it starts with one player, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Right, and they had to come to help him save the farm. The people had to pay the money. That's why we found this clip, because it's talking about all of them that had to come. That was a little maddening too.
Yeah, you've misremembered the quote and then try and take it out of context to prove something. Of course, I've got no issue that the Mandela Effect is a thing. The mass remembering of things. That is all.
So anyway, I think everybody in this room knows kind of how we're feeling because you've experienced it. If you're in this room, you've experienced it. Now, I'm Bill McKenna. This is Liz Larson. We're the creators of the Cogno Movement System, where we have figured out, at least in our reality, that the nervous system is where we can create the change that affects the field of potential.
Okay, this doesn't sound totally out of the ordinary. Give Bill a chance though, he might surprise us.
And this field of potential can be everything from manifestations to timeline shifts to reality shifts. All of this is possible and within our control.
Told you. And this is where the real Mandela Effect believers sit. In the realm of it meaning something else other than just a mass misremembering. It's like they can't admit to their flawed human memory. So they make up a reason as to why it's happening. It beggars belief.
Here's the interesting thing. Bill and I early on in creating this work, and we'll share that with you, started to see really big reality shifts in people's lives, timeline shifts. So I was talking with Cynthia one day and I asked her, Cynthia, what's the difference between a Mandela effect and a timeline shift?
One is a real phenomenon based off the mass misremembering of things, and the other is a purely fictitious ability that is not possible.
And she said, a timeline shift is really more like a personal Mandela effect. And that made a lot of sense to me because before life was one way, concrete, you could prove it and you could point to the problem, right? But then minutes later, seconds later, it's different. Life looks completely different. People act different. They look different.
What? Because they thought that the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia in it? You need to try harder than that, Liz.
Or the thing in your life that you wanted to change changes right now. So it becomes a personal Mandela effect. And for us, this became ultimately very, very fascinating. But first, I'll share with you, we each have had radical timeline shifts. For me, in my life, it happened all the time. It was like the world was shifting around me always.
You know, it does seem that maybe people are taking the Mandela effect and using it as an outlet to try and express the difficulties they're facing in life at the moment. Who knows? Anyway, Bill and Liz rattle on for over an hour about this. And honestly, it's more of the same. And it's actually left me with more questions than it has answers. Why are people putting so much weight into this phenomenon? How is it helping them? Is there any way to convince them that all this is just mass misrememberings from the past? If you've got any answers to those questions, then please do pop them in the comments below as I say. We're all done and dusted for another Tinfoil Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed that little insight there into the Mandela Effect International Conference. If you enjoyed it, then please do subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up for more. Just enough time to once again thank War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Play War Thunder for free on PC, Xbox, PlayStation and mobile devices now by using my link in the description or the pinned comment. New and returning players that haven't played on PC or consoles in the last 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack that include multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions and 7 days of premium account. That's available for a limited time only, so be quick. I've been Simon Dan, have yourselves a great couple of days and I'll see you all on Friday for the return of Mikey Smith. See you then.